let's talk about trust. Let's do that. So, trust is an interesting concept. We trust in a lot of things. I trust that this couch is going to hold me up. I trust that gravity is a thing. We trust in people. We trust that people will do what they say they're going to do. We trust that people know what they're talking about. We trust in God, right? That He is going to make good on His word. We trust in processes. We trust in government. We trust in authority. We trust in a lot of things. And of course, we want to make sure that our trust is founded on something solid, right? So, reading in Hebrews 13, starting in verse 5, and I'm reading out of the Complete Jewish Bible. It says, "Keep your lives free from the love of money and be satisfied with what you have. For God Himself has said, I will never fail you or abandon you. Therefore we say with confidence, Adonai is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can a human being do to me?" And that is just such a powerful statement from the Lord. I will never fail you or abandon you. So we can place our trust in God. He's never going to fail us. He's never going to leave us. People, it's a little bit different story. So let's read on about people. It says, "Remember your leaders, those who spoke God's message to you. Reflect on the results of their way of life and imitate their trust. Yeshua the Messiah is the same yesterday, today, and forever." So placing our trust in people, I mean, we have to place our trust in people. That's just the way that relationships work. We have to place our trust in people. But it says, remember your leaders, those who spoke God's message to you. So we can trust our leaders. We can trust those who continue to speak the word to us and who have taught us the word, but not just because they're trustworthy. We trust in them. In the next verse, it says, the result of their way of life, imitate their trust. They trust in God, who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So it's kind of like this chain of trust. Like we trust people who trust God, and we also trust God. So the reason that we can trust God, first of all, He said earlier that He's never going to leave us or abandon us. It says that we can say with confidence, Adonai is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can humans do to me? And then it says that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And it's a crazy thought because I was reading this in another version and it said, imitate their trust. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It was kind of like a separate thought, but in the Complete Jewish Bible, there's a hyphen between them. So we trust in leaders, we trust in people because they place their trust in God. So it's an interesting thing to think about, who are we trusting? Are we trusting people just because? Do we have a good reason to trust them? Of course, like I said, we have to trust people. That's part of having a relationship. And we do extend grace to them when they slip up because we get extended grace when we slip up. But the other thing to think about is as a leader, I have to make sure that I'm placing my trust in God because I'm leading by example. So leaders have to lead by example, placing their trust in God. And again, where can we place our trust? Why can we place our trust in God? Because He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is our helper. What can humans do to us? Nothing. So things to think about. Put your trust in the Lord. He's the only one who is faithful all the time, all the time. He never ever leaves us. He never ever forsakes us. And He always keeps His promises. His promises are yes and amen. And they're all throughout the Bible. Even the promises He made Abraham, they apply to us today. So read through some promises. Be encouraged because the Lord is going to make good on all His promises. Love you with the Jesus love.